Amma Gyampo is also with us. Amma, we're celebrating women today. What's your impression of the national effort and the collective action we're seeing, not just from women as well, but some men are also joining in the celebration? What's your take on all of this, the developments and happenings across the country and across the world as well?
Hello, good evening. Thanks for having me on. I think it's great that we celebrate women on a daily basis. There's a picture I'm sure some of you have seen of a line of athletes at the start-off line, right, for a race. And the men are on one side, the women are on another side. And the women have so many barriers in their place. They've got the washing, the dishes, the family, the children, the volunteering duties, so many barriers in our way. And so I think it's great that we celebrate women and the male allies that assist us along the way, especially our partners at home, in the family. But I think we need to have a broader conversation around gender equity in the workplace, in the boardroom, across society, and to really try and break the bias, which is the theme for this year's celebration. We need to, stop the name calling. She's too much. She's being difficult. She's too ambitious. There's so many, things that stand in our way, and I think it's perpetuated in the workplace and in society. So again, I think it's great that we celebrate women once a day and in the month of March across the world and nationally, but we have a long way to go.
And when we talk about breaking the bias, I guess that's not a broad stroke. There may be variations across the world, and even in our case here in Ghana. What's your assessment of the situation here in Ghana? What kind of biases do we need to deal with in our society?
I think there are a lot of biases around the role of a woman and how a woman should be, or how a woman should act. And so I think women are so multifaceted. There's so many talents and things that we do. We juggle and manage so many things at once on a regular basis, and even more so now than maybe for our parents' generation. So it's really a matter of just understanding that women are multifaceted and shouldn't be dismissed based on the fact that they are represented as a token on a board or in a position of power in maybe politics, for example. We see a lot of bashing of women in high-profile positions and a lot of limiting behaviors. Women are still told to go to the back of the room, even in boardrooms today. These are stories that we still hear. A woman who has risen through the ranks and has, set up themselves as someone of merit and has proved themselves as someone of merit is still told to go to the back of the room in some certain rooms and conversations. And so this is really symptomatic of how we regard women in society, and to just, signal the fact that we have a long way to go in bringing more male allies into the conversation, and even just educating more people through communication of successful women, how they've made it, what they've had to do to juggle their home lives with their work lives. It's very much an integrated approach in terms of building a career to the very top, if that's possible for a woman to do, and if she so chooses to want a career at the top. But we cannot do it without the male allies, and we have a lot of work to do in changing some of the perceptions and educating people, even women. Women ourselves can be our worst enemies, in terms of perpetuating some of the biases and the stereotypes and the discrimination that we continue to see at all levels of society and business.
Collective action you're calling for. Where do we start from and where do we end in terms of breaking the bias?
Well, we definitely need to advocate for breaking down barriers in the workplace and learning more about how women can be a massive asset to GDP and development goals, sustainable development goals in particular. We need to create more stories around women who have made it to the top and how they have done that. We need to educate more male allies and male colleagues in all facets of our lives on how to deal with women and how to address women. Even the language of dealing with women it's really important for us to sort of get with the program and understand some of the ways that we can improve the narrative around dealing with women, and to help us to really amplify the best of our female leaders and share their stories really and support them to keep doing what they do.
And this may sound a bit controversial. Why are men not in the women equation?
Why men and not the women? It's a collective responsibility, right? We all have a responsibility. Women are also very conservative. I find in Ghana, very conservative, just as the men are very conservative. So I think we all need to shape up the conversation. And it's not for anyone to dictate to any woman or man how they should behave, but just to value the fact that, women have a massive contribution to make in terms of development, the economy, social fabric of life. These are really important things that we need to do and respect.
I'm grateful. Amma Gyampo, CEO for Sales Africa. Earlier you heard from Erwin as well, joining us here on The Pulse. We're celebrating women as well.